today we're going to be checking on these hives for the first time since I had the packages last week. So what we're hoping to find is a laying queen, which means we want to find eggs and in a good pattern on the bottoms of the cells. So I'm just giving them a little smoke here to calm them down. I'll do the same once I have the hive open. You don't want to block these other guys. Oh, it's a good sign they're already using propolis. They already got this glued down pretty good. Oh, they got some new comb there. That's cool. I see lots of bees, which is a good sign. Now, if you watched my last video, you know that I used a honey super instead of a feeder on the top because we accidentally let our honey crystallize last year. Now I'm just going to take a quick glance, make sure I'm not setting down the queen over here. I see a drone, but no queen. That's good on there. And now, can you see? And you can see on top there's a lot of bees. So I'm going to get my frame rest, which these are really nice to have. It lets you set your frames down without having to put them on the ground. So I'm just going to set that up over there. And you never want to start by getting a frame out from the middle because you don't want to accidentally switch the queen. So I'm going to go over here where I don't see a lot of bees or any bees, and I'm going to lift that up. And I can see that wasn't a very good frame to give them, but they're cleaning it out. I might switch a couple out. And now I'm going to carefully, now that I took out that frame that they're not using, I'm going to move over this frame and take it out. And let's see what they're doing. All right, I see they've packed some nectar in here. I don't see any eggs. And now if this is a new hive, you would want to also check and make sure that you are seeing the comb being pulled out if you didn't give them comb that's already pulled out like I did. Not everyone has that. I'm used to them being really stuck together, but this is a new hive, so they haven't stuck them together too hard yet. And remember, treat every frame like the queen is on it. Be very gentle. Yep, no queen on this frame. And now that I got nice space, I'm going to move this, put this back in here, but just move it over a little. Just remember the order the frames were in, especially in established hives, because they like to have everything go back the way it was. There are instances where you want to switch them up, but for now we're going to just leave them as they are. Now again, carefully. And remember, we're looking for eggs to make sure the queen is laying. And it's a little tougher for me because I got older frames, so it's really dark wax. And I can see actually larvae, which is a very good sign. I see eggs. I'm seeing some C-shaped larvae. That's excellent. That means we have a laying queen in this hive. Now remember, I waited a week, and also I released my queen immediately. I didn't leave her in the cage. And it's okay if you don't spot your queen when you're inspecting your hive. You just want to be careful and make sure you treat every frame like the queen is on it. Now we're going to carefully put that in, and I'm going to keep checking. Now once you see that, if you want to, you can close your hive right back up. We know we have a laying queen. She's doing great. I see lots, but I'm going to keep looking just because I am curious. Carefully. And we're lifting up another one. All right, I found the queen. She's a big fat one. All right, can you see her on there? We got a nice big queen. She looks excellent. And I see lots of eggs. This one's just solid with eggs, so we're gonna very carefully put this back because she is on here. And I'm not gonna look any further because that's kind of what I was looking for. Carefully put them back together. Remember, we're gonna put them back in the order we took them out in. And close this hive up. Ugh. I don't like that frame. Whew, I sunk right into the mud again. I need to put down some stone or something in this area. Last year, this area we planted buckwheat, so it's pretty muddy now that it's spring. Try not to squish bees. Give them their honey back. One down. Next hive. And if you remember, this was the hive where the queen actually tried to fly off on me. So I'm very curious to make sure that everything's going good in here. I'm gonna get my super of honey off. I do not see as many bees in the end, but that's also common. You'll often see drifting between hives, especially if you have them all in a line. You'll see them drift to the ends often. So you just want to be mindful of that. If you only have one or two hives, you won't see that, of course. But since I have 4 hives, these 2 middle hives are probably going to have less bees. And that's okay as long as they're still strong. And I can see these bees, they're mostly in these frames. So I'm gonna get my frame rest. And I highly recommend you put your frame rest on the opposite side that you're working, because you don't want to accidentally stick your knee through a bunch of brood. All right. I'm going to take out an edge frame. I'm going to take this one out and see how we're doing. All right, right away, I do see eggs. They're a little tough to see on my dark frames. Flip her over very carefully. And look at this side too. I do see an older larva, so that's good. And some sea larvae. Again, I have darker wax because these are older frames. So it's just a little harder. And I'm flipping it back over so I can put it in the way I took it out. And if you do put a frame in the wrong way, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's just best for your bees to keep them the way they had them. That's all. Almost squished one. And again, I'm going to try to find the queen, especially in this hive because I wasn't so sure about her, though I did see eggs, so I'm not so worried anymore. But I do want to take a look at her if I can, see what she looks like. So I saw her, and she looked a little small to me when I picked her up. Not seeing her on this frame. I am seeing eggs though, so that's good. see a couple drones. Gently put it back. Next. And sometimes you'll go through all your frames and you will not find the queen. As long as you see good evidence of her being there, you're okay. The only time you have to worry is if you see eggs and they are stuck to the sides of the cells, so not in the middle of the bottom, because that can mean that you have laying workers. And you do not want laying workers because they cannot actually lay a female egg, which is all your workers and potential queens. Because they've never had a breeding, they will only lay haploid eggs, which is unfertilized, and that will become a drone or male, which are essentially useless in the hive except for reproductive purposes. A drone's only purpose in life is to breed. That's it. Other than that, they just go around poking the other bees and trying to get food. Sounds like a lot of men, huh? I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Alright, I'm going to close up this hive. I'm a little bummed I didn't get to see the queen, but I'm not going to keep bothering them. So take this off. Remember to take these off before you start closing up, or else you're going to have to open back up to get it out. Little tip. Believe me, I know these tips from experience. Almost all of them. Probably all of them. This one. Ooh, pretty heavy. You want to make sure your frames are spaced out pretty evenly. And for me, especially in these supers, because I only do 9 frames in my supers, I might go into why I do that in a future video. But just know you got to be real careful about spacing. Alright. Button her up. And these bees are being very calm. Sometimes you'll have to put smoke over the top of the bees once you open it, but these bees are so calm, I'm not even bothering to do that. I'm just getting the entrance real quick before I open them. Next hive. There's a good amount of bees in here. So I'm definitely going to keep a close eye on that hive where the queen flew away on me at first. Even though I saw evidence of brood, she might not be very strong. I'm just going to keep a good eye on it. They might be fine. On the plus side, if she's not doing good, you guys will get to see a requeening. Oh, and I see the queen. Oh, she's a pretty one. Look at her. She's got some nice striping on her. And she looks like a great queen, so I'm not worried about this hive. And I see lots of eggs on this side where she is. Okay, here's my last hive, number 4. Now earlier this hive was looking the most active. I think the most drifting was happening to this hive. So I expect there's going to be a lot of bees when I open this. Yep. Lots of bees. what I like to see. All right, let's get this off there. It's kind of funny watching how all hives will end up starting in a different section. I see a bunch of ladies with pollen on their legs on this frame. Oh, they're packing pollen here. Always a good sight to see. And I see eggs too. Excellent. So all my hives have laying queens. I'm just a little concerned about the second hive. Because it seemed to me the queen is, and the reason I was concerned the queen flew away is that queens should normally be too heavy to fly because they're too big. They can fly for short distances, so that it's not like they can't, but usually they'll only fly, oh, I see the queen, fly when they are being starved by the worker bees in preparation for swarming. Can you see her on there? Alright, carefully put that back. And of course that was the one where I didn't see the queen. So I'm hoping he's doing good. And I'll keep an eye on all the hives so I know when to put on my second deep, because remember, all hives, especially in the colder climates where they're going to need to prep for winter, you need 2 deeps. To start with, you start with 1, but as soon as they start filling this out, I'm going to add a second deep and let them keep spreading. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new today. And if you want, you can hit that subscribe button and be alerted every time that I come out with a new video. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.